Assalamu alaikum. So the lesson today is about polynomials. So we are going to learn how to add and subtract polynomial. So the way that I'm going to present the lesson is I want to teach you the addition of polynomials to through addition of numbers. So I believe that if you know how to add numbers, you can add polynomial. So this is exactly what I believe. So let's all right. So suppose I want to add two numbers. So let's pick those two numbers. For example, 4,357 plus uh, 5,000. So when we add those numbers, so what's the concept behind adding two numbers? So the concept behind adding two numbers is we add similar quantities. So if the quantities are similar, I add them. So I mean, it's not because this is 3, they are similar, so I can add them. No, I'm talking about the quantities. I'm not talking about the symbol. So those symbols are similar, but they do not represent the same quantities. So I mean, if I have the ones, so I add the ones. The 10, we add to the 10. The 100, we add to 100. The 1,000, I add to the 1,000. Those represent similar quantities. You see, 100 is the same thing as this 100, so I'm gonna add them together. The 1,000, same thing as the 1,000, I'm gonna add them together, and so on. So this is exactly how we add numbers. So we add quantities. So we'll have 7 plus 1, so it can be 8, and plus 3 is 8, 3 plus 2 is 5, 4 plus 5 is 9. So this is, if I do it horizontally. The same thing, when you do it vertically, what you do, you put 4, 3, 5, 7, and under each similar quantity, you put the quantity that represent that is similar to that one. So I put here 1, this is 3, this is 2, this is 5. And after that, what you do, you add. So it's become what? 8, this is 8, this is 5, and this is 9. Now, what's the other way that is totally near to polynomial is expanded way. That means if I expand this in terms of place value, so what I will have? I will have 4,000, which is 4 times 10 cubed, plus 3 times 10 square, plus 5 times 10, plus 7. And I will have what? So this is for the first number. The second number, I have 5 10 cubed plus 2 10 square plus 3 times 10 plus 1. So this is called the expand notation of a number. So I use the place value notation. So here you see we have the 1,000, I added with the 1,000. The 100 added with the 100. The 10 added with the 10. And the ones added with the ones. Now, so here we end up having what? 9 times 10 cubed plus 5 times 10 square plus 8 times 10 plus 8. So this is my final answer if I add those two. Now let me write this then with another symbol. You see, this symbol, this is the decimal symbol. 10 is the decimal symbol that represent 10. 1 and 0 represent 10 in terms of decimal number. So what other symbol I can use that represent 10? So let me use 10 in Roman digit. You see 10 is like x. So look at this. I will have 4 times 10 plus 3 times 10 square plus 5 times 10 plus 7 plus 5 times 10 cube plus 2 times 10 square plus 3 times 10 plus 1. Now, because addition we add similar quantities. So this is 4,000, 5,000. So it can be what? It's going to be 9,000 plus 5,000 plus 8, oh, 500 plus 8, 10. Yes, plus 8. Do you see the relationship between the numbers and the polynomial? So it's the same thing. So if you think that the x that you have in the polynomial, in fact, is the 10, but it's in a Roman notation. So it will be the same thing if you add in numbers. So when we add polynomial, it's the same thing if I'm adding number. There's no difference. So for example, if I have 4x cubed plus 7x minus 12, and I want to add it to minus 5x cubed plus 7x squared minus 3x plus 5. So I do the same idea. You see, I'm looking for the similar quantities. You see, this is 1,000. This is 1,000. Here there is no 100. That means we have 0, 100. Here we have 700. Here we have 710. Here we have minus 310s. Here we have minus 12. Here we have plus 5. You see, when we add, it's the same thing like you add in numbers. So look for the similar quantities. So I'm going to add this with this. I'm going to add this with this and add this with this. So at the end, I will end up having what? 4 minus 5. So it's going to be minus 1x cubed. So it's going to be just minus x cubed. There is no 7x squared. There's no x squared here. So it's going to be just plus 7x squared. It's like I'm adding 0x squared plus 7x squared. Here is plus 4 is 7x minus 3x is plus 4x minus 12 plus 5 is minus 7. You see the same thing. If you want to do it vertically, you can do it vertically. We have 4x cubed plus 0x squared plus 7x minus 12. And here we have minus 5x cubed plus 7x squared minus 3x plus 5. And I add the same thing here. You see here it's going to be minus x squared plus 7x squared plus 4x minus 7. You can do it vertically or you can do it horizontally. And as you see, the concept of adding polynomial is the same thing as adding number. There's no difference. So if you get stuck, what you do, just keep like imagine in your brain that or in your head that x is 10 and do the regular addition as you know from fourth grade or fifth grade. So it's the same concept. And I believe now if you understand this idea, you see that even subtraction, it's the same thing. So when we subtract similar quantities. We're not going to subtract ones from tens and thousand from ones or something like that. No, we subtract the ones from the ones, the tens from the tens, the hundred from the hundred, and the thousand from the thousand. So it's the same concept with subtraction. So subtraction behave the same way as addition. So for example, if I want to subtract 4x to the 4 minus 3x cubed plus 4x squared minus x plus 9, and I want to subtract it from minus, for example, 2x cubed minus 11x squared plus 10x minus 9. So it's the same idea. So I do it horizontally or vertically. So it's like I'm doing the similar quantities. So there is no 10,000 here. You see 4 is almost like 10,000. So I'm going to do what x to the 4. There's no x to the 4 here. So this one stays because it's like I'm having 0x to the 4 here. So it's going to be 4x to the 4. I will have minus 3x cubed and minus minus become positive. You see minus minus become positive. So it's like I'm having 11x. Oh, well, sorry. So here I'm doing x squared. I skipped the x cubed. Sorry. All right, so here we have minus 3x cubed minus 2x cubed. So the same side, I just add them. So it's going to be minus x cubed. No, the square, we have 4x squared minus minus. You see here, this minus minus become positive. So it's going to be 4x squared plus 11x squared, which is plus 15x squared. And minus x minus 10x is minus 11x. 9 minus this minus minus become positive. So it's going to be plus 18. So if I want to do it vertically, so it's gonna be the same thing. So let me just copy it on the other board. So if I do it vertically, so let me do it here. So if I do it vertically, it's gonna look like this. There we go. All right, so I don't need parentheses. So here, let me erase this. I don't need parentheses here. 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 So I just put minus and I put a line. All right, look at this. You see, it's the same idea. Look, 9 minus minus 9 is plus 9, so it's going to be 18 plus, because it's going to be addition, minus x minus minus 10 is going to be minus 11x, same quantity. So here it's going to be plus 15x squared. Here is going to be minus 5x cubed. Here there is nothing. Here is the same thing if I have 0x to the 4. It's the same thing if I have 0x to the 4. It's the same thing. So you don't have to put it there, but keep in mind it's like you have 0 if I have a number. So suppose I have 4, 3, 4, 1, 9, and we have 2. Let's put here like 1, 1, 9, for example. So it's like you see when you subtract, it's like I'm having 0 here. The same idea, the same concept you use for number, you can use it for polynomial. And here will be 4x to the 4. So as you see, it's not that hard to add or subtract polynomial. And I hope you got the idea and you see the relationship between numbers and polynomial. In fact, if you know how to add number, you can add polynomial. If you know how to subtract a number, you can subtract polynomial because the concept is one concept. There's no difference between adding number or adding polynomial. And I hope you got the idea behind that lesson. And if you have any comments, please do so. Post your comments, and it will really help me improve my way of teaching. And thank you for watching the video, and Assalamu alaikum.